Michael, we are live now.
Thank you. Are you going to stay or make you co-host?
Yes.
You are co-host already. Yeah, no, you are co-host. Okay.
I made you a host.
Okay, thank you. Hello, it's Stu L again. Hey, how are you? Hey. Hi. Nice to see you back in class. Okay. Larry, hello. Larry, can you hear me? Okay, you said hello. Okay, in the chat page. Okay. Right. So you're not going to turn your mic on in this class, I assume. I'm glad you can hear me. All right. That's Larry in the chat page. Okay. So we're just waiting for more people to enter. Yeah. Hello, KO. KO.
Interesting.
Your camera's up. Whoops, there you're gone. Okay. Michael, are you there? Hello. Michael Thompson. Okay, Michael Thompson. There we go. Hello, are you there, Michael?
You prefer that we use the mic?
Yeah, it looks like they are afraid to use the mic. Okay. But we'll see. All right, why are we waiting for Shame? Sue, are you tired? I think the previous class with me made you tired.
Now it's 11 p.m. I'm getting there.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, let's just see who else has arrived. Anybody wants to put their mic and their videos on? It's Peggy. Peggy, are you there? Have you got a, it doesn't look like you got a microphone yet. And Michael Thomas, your microphone. Are you there? Michael Thompson. Yep. Still not. Okay. All right. I realize that for North America, it could be quite late in the evening.
Yes.
And that's fine. But I would just like to know that you are around, and that you know, if you put your mic on and to say hello, because we are having instances where immature little children are trying to enter our classes through spam and other ways, and causing issues in the class. So they never turn their videos on, okay, these people. So
hello, this is Peggy, sorry. It's Peggy.
Thanks, Peggy. Thanks for doing that. That's all you have to do to look, you know,
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay. Just put your mic on and say hello. And but if you're in bed,
Michael here.
Michael Thompson, thank you very much. Okay, so you're great. And Larry, are you there? Okay.
I'm here. Hello.
Okay, that's great. Hello, thank you. All right. Let's make a start, because the class is now going to be locked. James is going to lock the class so nobody else can come in. As you know, you need to enter now on the hour in order to make sure you're not locked out legitimately if you booked because of the Zoom bombers. So we try and keep them to the minimum, and it doesn't look like we've got a Zoom bomber in class today. So you smile, you wait till you see what happens with Zoom bombers. It really becomes, let me just minimize some of these things, and then we'll get to where I want to be. That's where I want to be. Okay, so today you've come into Pinterest, no doubt, just to find out about Pinterest. So I'm not going to ask you. I want to get on with the presentation. I'm going to do it in two parts because it's a beginning Pinterest, and it's easier to do some of the beginning things on slides, and then we go live and look at the real thing. Okay, but slides, at least we cover through important aspects. For example, you know, you can't go and just look around Pinterest. Okay? You need actually to enter it, and so you've got to sign up for it, for example. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. And but you know, the agenda says broad things, as you can see on your screen now. But when we go live, also we'll deal with some more aspects that perhaps aren't shown here, and we can look at them, and you can ask questions. Please, you feel free about that. So Pinterest, I use Pinterest on a quite regular basis, and it'll become obvious why in a minute, and we'll decide whether this is the route to go, or you'll decide whether this is the route to go. But it's certainly a place where you can find inspiration and ideas for whatever you are thinking about. And you know, you might have a hobby, or you might be in business, or you might be wanting to start to make something, or grow something, or write something. Pinterest is a really good place to start. Okay, traditionally people tend to go to Google and Google something, and they get 1,001 replies to responses, and you don't really know if here you get to the real McCoy. You search here. When I was growing up, and I'm sure I don't know now, a lot of you don't have your cameras on how old you are, but if I'm into my 70s, and I grew up with scrapbooking. We used to scrapbook. We used to tear things out of magazines and newspapers and wherever, and we used to put them in a scrapbook for various specific reasons. Okay, and so I call this Pinterest a digital scrapbook. Okay, which can be very useful, and it is very useful to me. So if you've got various hobbies, you go to Pinterest and you can search for your particular hobby, and you'll see as we move through this class just what comes up. Okay, so it's like
I found some patio furniture one time on Pinterest. It worked out really well. I was able to look up patio furniture, and I found some patio furniture that I really liked on Pinterest.
Okay, that's interesting. So you've been using Pinterest.
A few times. I don't use it a lot, but it came up on Google because I searched for patio ideas. Right. And then I found that page and it showed on Pinterest.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of the searches you do on Google will show results inside Pinterest. So it's interesting that I find it almost on a regular basis now. That I search for something on Google and there's an option for Pinterest. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. All right, let's move on and let's just see, because you can't go to Pinterest.com and scroll through. You've got to open an account. So one of the things we need to look at just briefly is how to open an account. Although it is pretty obvious, but some of the as Michael has just said, he's was looking for some patio furniture and he got a result on Pinterest. Now, I usually start off, quite honestly, these days with Pinterest with whatever I'm looking for. Perhaps if I was looking for patio furniture that maybe was secondhand, I would go to the app next door. And that would then show me who's selling patio furniture close by. But if you're looking for new, then you're going to find it, certainly, you're going to give an option in Pinterest. So it doesn't matter what you're looking for. As you can see on your screen, whether you're looking for recipes or even a home design, okay, or just inspiration for designing your house, you'll find it on Pinterest. There is not a subject you won't find on Pinterest. Well, be careful, I'm challenging myself here, but I haven't yet found something, no matter how obscure. Anyway, so to create an account, you go up and you go to Pinterest.com, and there's a link straight away there that says, open an account. It's free. You don't have to pay anything, but you have to open in order to go scrolling and seeing and to actually work with Pinterest. So you'll get what you can see comes up on the screen here, which is traditional for most social media apps. It will ask that basic information that you see, and then you move forward. And the one difference is interesting is once you've done the usual opening an account and they've sent you maybe an email or an SMS to confirm it's you, then you come to this last step. And it's put up there, what have we got, about 10 different categories of life, okay? And it just wants to start off with at least one click. So if you take your cursor and you move over them, are you into meals or into exercise or, into makeup on the extreme right? and if there isn't anything that interests you, that's fine. But I mean, you probably, food and drink might be, or health might be. So try and select one, and then it's a starting process for the artificial intelligence to start picking up now and start building. Yes, Larry, you raised your hand.
I thought that Pinterest was for like selling and listing and buying things, kind of like Craigslist.
You'll see it's a lot more than that. Okay, let's go through it, and you'll see what is. It's quite amazing what actually it can be for. All right.
So, I mean, my quick question was, you can buy things though, or list things for sale on there?
Yeah, it's a very big marketing platform. Okay, so you will see that one of the things you can do is you can come on here, you can pin a picture, an image, let's say, of your product, okay, and then people click on it, and it can either take them to within Pinterest, or it takes them immediately to their website outside of Pinterest. So definitely you can. Okay, does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, all right. So you can you search for, as I said earlier, any sort of topics, but you can also, whatever you save, you can keep it as secret and not public. Thanks, that's Michael. Okay. Right. So making the most of Pinterest with you can add also collaborators from the outside. So you create a board, and you now invite a couple of friends or family to contribute to that board. So you can be a group of you adding to one board, whatever it might be. Maybe you're looking for a super holiday, and you want ideas from your family members, and so you collaborate. It could also be about, you want to start growing microgreens in a certain way, and so you want other people to collaborate, and so you invite people to collaborate. So that's another feature of Pinterest. So I want to go live now on Pinterest, and we can just look around. Let me just make the screen a bit larger, and we'll then be able to see a little bit more. All right, so I've gone onto Pinterest, onto my Pinterest, so that you can get an inside. I didn't want to do a dummy one because then there's nothing there. So I decided to use my own. Now, you start off with Pinterest with an account. As I said, you open an account, and you then by opening an account, you have what you see in front of you now. Okay, sort of a board. It'll be a blank board, when you first open it, and you can put a background at the back, or Pinterest just defaults to that. But be that as it may, this is now your home, okay, your home board, and you can then create boards yourself on this particular account. Let's call it that. As you can see here, I've created one called Microgreens, Coffee with Michael, About Business, and as we go down, whoops, I've clicked on About Business, which I shouldn't have done. Let's just get back to the home business, and I've got other boards as well. But I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you how to start a board, how to create a board, and how to pin to a board as well. Okay. So at this point, I'm not going to show you that at the moment. All right. So let's show you how to just want to get back. We're having a little bit of issues, but we will solve those issues in a minute. There we are. Just going to make my page a bit bigger. and see if we can get to that. Okay. On the extreme now, we're going to move across the top here. We're going to look at various things. I have just recently, like 2 days ago, changed from a ordinary account that you log into a business account. On the business account, you just get more functionality, and we'll talk a little bit about that. You don't pay for it, but it orientates, the AI orientates you towards the business side of things, okay? So what I've done here is I've gone to the home page, and the home page gives you suggestions, like most home pages do, gives you suggestions on how to move forward within Pinterest by making suggestions based on your likes, your dislikes, your savings, your pins, and your activity broadly, okay? So you will see this on the non-business one. You'll see this home page. And so what you do is you scroll down and you see what they suggest, and you look for something that catches your attention, whatever it is, okay? I'm doing live. I'm just seeing here because I do a class on microgreens. I grow microgreens, and this particular one I haven't seen before. It's asking me to save. So I'm going to, before saving, I'll come back to show you how to save. I'm just going to click in the middle of it, okay, in the middle of the actual image that has been pinned into Pinterest, okay? And now it tells me more about that particular image before I save it. And there's a little content at the bottom here. If you're looking for an easy way to grow healthy green vegetables your diet, look no further. So clearly, even when you get used to this, when you say look no further, you know that there is now a business behind this, okay? And you just become accustomed to it now. But there's still options for you at this point. You can now just follow this particular person, and anything that it's actually a business name, Backyard Boss, he calls himself, okay? Anything that he posts, you will get.
My husband used to call me that.
Get notified. And that was Peggy Hines, James. All right, so be aware that when you are in this situation, you can just follow and get some more information, or you can now go to the top and the little drop-down menu, before you save it, you can decide, I've got sub-boards, and I'll show you those during this class. And it's asking me which board do I want to plug it under, okay? So I went to microgreens, I clicked right, and it's nutrition, grown in pots, healthy benefits. He's talking about benefits, so it's probably here. So I could click now, put my cursor over where I want to save it, and I've clicked save, and it tells me at the top that it's now saved to my microgreens healthy benefits, okay? So if I'm researching, which I am, the healthy benefits of microgreens, I now know specifically where to go to. Now, I can call this up again from my saved pin, and you'll see here, there is a backyardboss.net, and that's now a URL that if you click on it, it's going to take you outside of Pinterest to this person's particular web page, okay? And then you can look down, and you see there's a lot here. Now, I've been researching microgreens for many months, and I've never come across this, and it looks very interesting. So there's always new things. There's just so much around you. Now, all I do is I close that off and I'm back into Pinterest again. And I now got a little arrow on the left-hand side of the image. I click on that and it takes me back to my home page. Okay. And so I can carry on searching for things that I want. Now, are there any questions about how to save a pin onto your board?
How do you screenshot?
Screenshot. Sorry,
If I just wanted to screenshot that whole thing.
Why would you screenshot it? Okay. The purpose is to pin these onto your board. Okay. So so now let's keep moving. Now that was my homepage. You see that dark area in the top for you there. That is your homepage. Then on the right of that, Pinterest gives you something for today, okay, to keep you inspired, but based on what Pinterest thinks you need to see, and it's a similar type of thing, okay, and it goes back down in date order from when they loaded up before. But the same thing can happen. You can, you can look at anyone, click on any one of these, and it takes you to their posting. Okay. Let's just, in fact, do something here. Let's just click on that one. Okay. Okay, this one has a little bit of music to it. And you have an option to save it. Okay. So, but you can also follow it. Now, that if you click follow, you are now following. Okay. Now, let's go back. Okay. So now what I've done, I've followed that, and remember.
Where did the music come from? The music.
Peggy Hines, what is your question?
Where did the music come from?
Oh, it's a video. Okay, so.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
So then, if you click on following, here you get a list of everybody that you remember. This is yours when you eventually open your account, okay, that you are following, and you can see the type of things that I've been researching just now for a new class. And so you go down and you see the people you are following. Eventually they become out of date because you're no longer interested in that subject, and you then have a situation where you can click on them, and there we are. You see there, I'm following them. You can then click on following, and you're no longer following them. So you've stopped following them. Okay. All right. But remember, following doesn't mean that you've pinned something from theirs. You're just following them. You're following whatever posts. And these things are going to come up in your homepage. And but you can also modify your homepage. And if you just go back to let's just come down a little bit. Okay. And we'll say, there we are. Okay. Okay. So now I want to keep moving from the, remember I showed you now, I clicked that business because it's a business, and you go to the home feed. That is what you, if you have a non-business aspect, you would do it. So if you click on create, you can create as you can see the drop-down menu there, okay, you can create a pin, you can create an advert, okay, which you then pay for, okay, and you can create a new pin aspect as well. You can upload something from your own device. Okay. Again, with the business account, you're looking at various trends and videos and so forth. And on the right of that, the whole business side of creating an advert and so forth. All right. So no, that's not where you want to go. Going to the right is the magnifying glass, and you can search your own pins, or you can search pins that are not your own. Okay, but let's just do, let's just take a previous one there. Was beeswax candles, and so you click on that, and now comes what I was talking about at the beginning of the class. Okay, you can search for anything, and you get plenty of options of whatever you searched for. Okay, so again, you would just scroll down, and you can see the masses of options, and it keeps giving you more and more and more. So let's go back up, and again, if we just click on one of them, and immediately it gives you an option. You can see from the background here, this is the AI has put this together. She didn't put that together. So it talks about what she is particularly interested in. And so you can follow that person again, and you can look at all these, and you can just follow one of them. You can pin one of these, and I'll just show you again. If you click on it and you want to pin it, you decide where you want to pin it. Okay, and let's say again, I've got a board called About Life, so it's now, you see it's saved. Okay, and showing you again, we can also follow somebody in this situation as well. All
now,
right.
does Pinterest have a mobile app?
Yes, it does. Yes, you can get, but you would access it through your particular app store. Okay, yeah.
How did you get so many followers?
How did I get what, Peggy?
So many followers.
Oh no, it happens by default. Okay, I don't.
You're quite popular.
Okay.
Quite popular.
Yeah. All right.
Popular.
Okay, so let's look now. We've done the search. We can, in fact, look at the bell first, maybe, and any activity that has happened recently will be under the bell. So any people that you're following or that you have pinned from, they will show what else they're doing here. Okay, particularly the following, the emphasis on the following. And okay, so that's a good way. If you're sitting back and relaxing, you can just follow people and look at what you have followed to see what more information is available from that particular person. Okay, and that was by clicking on the bell. Okay, so nothing more since I clicked on it a moment ago. All right, so then you've got you can send people messages, and by clicking on the pen, you search for the person's name, or you type in a person's name, and you can create a message, which we're not going to do now. You know how to do that. You've done it plenty of times. Okay, and so we can look at what they call connect with your community. That you'll only actually find on your business side of the engagement. So I'm going to move away from there and go to the most important aspect is this little drop-down menu here, the arrow on the right. Okay, so I want to go to settings because a lot of these that follow underneath settings are actually in the settings. So if we click on settings, and you'll see as you go down here the various things that you usually find you know, on settings, and you know, but I want to show you is this one, the home feed tuner. This is the one where you can restrict or encourage, either way, what comes on your home feeder. So you're not necessarily just getting random things from the QI, from the artificial intelligence, the AI. So you'll see that there are 4 headings here. There's history, boards, topics, profile. Okay, it's defaulted to history, and you can now scroll down, and these are things that you can turn off. You see underneath, you can turn them off from showing up in your homepage. So you click turn off and it leaves it there, and we'll leave that, and we just go down, and we can decide which ones we want to turn off. Under each one that you pinned, you now have an option to turn off that particular category. Okay, historically, remember this says 2 days ago. You can click turn off all, so it takes the whole lot off. It's very, very handy to streamline what you want to see. Okay, so we were under history there, so we were looking day after day after day going backwards, but you can also then click on boards, and you can then you're following some boards, and you can now decide, you know, no, that's the wrong way I've said it. Okay, these are your boards. Okay, and you can decide whether you want that board used by the artificial intelligence to attract things. Okay, so by clicking, let's just click the top one. Okay, it then becomes white or transparent, and I don't want, and you click it again, and it doesn't allow anything from that category or that category or that category. Okay, but if we go down to self-health care, okay, and there you can click it. I've got it on, and so people can see it, the public can see it. Okay, then you've got here your Pinterest likes, and here it's locked for anybody else. Nobody else can see it. It's private. Okay, so
Quick question, Michael.
Yeah.
Does masturbation affect the brain?
Peggy, you know,
Michael,
that's not appropriate. James?
Just quick question.
No?
I actually came across that article too on your website, though.
Okay. James, are you there?
Yes, Michael.
Yeah. Peggy and Larry are not appropriate with the question.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm really watching this.
This is a Pinterest. I can't answer those sort of questions about a Pinterest introductory class. Okay. Anyway, my apologies for that. All right, so tuning in your home feed, you can look at topics. Now in the business side, I haven't added any topics as yet, and you can, under profiles, where I'm following profiles and they're picking up information for my homepage, I can now you know, these are people I'm following. If I click any particular one, I'm now unfollowing them. Okay, I no longer follow them. So you can take out this information from arriving in your homepage. Okay. Right. Okay, So are there any questions that anybody would like to ask? Okay, and James, you're none that have been waiting in the chat page, are there? I assume not. All right. What I want to do, I want to go back now. Remember where we were. Remember how we arrived at this Tune Your Home feed. Okay. We went to this drop-down arrow on the right there. And I want to just stay with that drop-down arrow. You can now add a second account or a third account. And you can have an account for like you personally, and you can have an account for your business or for your product. And you would just click that, and it's very easy to add another account. Okay. And there's also your, which I think it's probably important these days, to see the terms and privacy policies that are with all social media apps. And so, you know, look through those things, and there's a table of contents, and find what is you haven't looked through. But when you come, you know, or maybe not the first day you arrive on Pinterest, but if you've been on Pinterest a while, then come to this and work yourself through this particular page as well. So let's go back to Pinterest. Then go back to the little drop-down menu. If you're interested in business, then, you know, click the business access, and you'll get me. Their help is pretty good, like most social medias are. If you need help with Pinterest, then that's the route to go. Okay, so I'm getting towards the end of the class. If any of you would like to maybe ask me to search for something, you know, because you're interested, or you can go and open up for yourself, and then we'll call it a day on the class.
Yeah, pretty much. I just wanted to see how the layout and
Okay. So, okay. Basically, you would have a page like this, okay, and you've seen it. We've gone through it now. So, yeah, that's Pinterest. So, thanks, Sue. Thanks for being there. I appreciate it, and thanks, Kendra. And okay, if there are no more, then I'm going to close the class. Okay.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Kendra. And thanks for being there. But anyway, get to bed now. It's late.
well, good day to you and good night to us.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.